I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, should we do a repeat?
Yeah.
Or were you gonna
Do you
take
want,
it?
yeah, do you want
Oh.
for the news?
Sorry,
She's
we're
so-
sorry.
Yeah, this is
And
Sarah,
I wasn't quick enough.
Sarah Worth from Rebecca Moon Elementary. They
No one has been sending all the emails.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Okay,
Okay.
Roger, you're on again.
Sarah, you're ready.
No, not yet, not yet.
Tell us when you're ready.
Okay, I just want to make sure I can see everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go way back to you all. Is there any way like these people could just?
Oh, yeah.
Just for the pledge, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You're gonna be like this tiny for the kids. You don't want to be in the pledge? I'm good.
Yeah. You got it, Central.
Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
so good.
Good?
Okay, I'm ready when you guys are.
I
pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have roll call
Ginger Shank,
here.
Roger Tucker,
Here.
Jeffrey Snyder,
Here.
Rich Barton,
Here.
Deanna Zwyers,
Here.
Sarah James. Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, we need to amend or adopt the agenda for tonight's meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Take just a second to review our board norms so we can stay on track for our meeting. Next on our agenda is recognitions.
All right, well, tonight, yes, we have two recognitions, but Frankie's not here, so we'll have to do it next time. And so tonight we're going to recognize Deanna for any time our professional development of our board members, we'd like to celebrate that. And then, so Deanna for completing the online board member refresher training. So it's critical for us to stay up to speed and all that. So congratulations, Deanna. We have a certificate from MSVA for you today, and we'll get a picture and send that out. So congratulations. Yay.
Yeah.
Would be more fun when someone else was over here. It's always a little awkward, isn't it?
All right, 1, 2, 3. Only 3. Cool.
Congratulations. Yeah. Next, we have patron comments. Lucy, do we have any public comments tonight? No. Okay. Then we have the superintendent reports.
Yep, our first one up is our facilities program, which we have Mr. Chandler here to go first, which was requested. So John's our opening actor.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, the facilities department consists of maintenance, grounds, and custodial departments. The purpose of this is to provide a clean, attractive, and well-maintained district for all students and staff to excel and be safe in. The maintenance department proposed goals and action steps is maintain procedures to ensure safety and security in the spaces. The replacement of roof 8 at high school, this is a cost of $392,000 project. The replacement of the Warrior Ridge shingle roof, which is a $750,000 project. The school district has a $100,000 credit from the insurance company on this project. Continue to evaluate and implement measures that will help reduce energy consumption and reduce district costs. This will include monitoring and running trend logs for the HVAC controls, as well as adding LED lighting through the Ameren rebates. Replacement of the water source heat pumps and the remaining console units in the middle school AV loop at a cost of $837,000. The construction of the food storage and office space building at a cost of $1,100,000. Complete capital improvement projects on a schedule and within budget. Schedule preventive maintenance on all equipment. Complete and ensure all work orders are finished in a timely and efficient manner. Hire and maintain quality staff and specific skills, promote ongoing training aligned to industry standards, provide additional training on equipment to better serve the district, follow the preventive maintenance plan to district equipment, continue upgrading the 5-year project plan for upcoming large-scale projects. The custodial department proposed goals and action step is continue to provide training to new and current staff to ensure that we are following procedures and processes, hire and maintain quality staff members, continue to ensure that all new staff and current staff are maintaining and providing a safe and clean environment for our students and staff and community. Rotate custodial equipment on a 5-year basis. The grounds department proposed goals and action step is to continue working on the beautification of the district, hiring additional staff to help with grounds, field activity, setups, and salting during winter months, rotate equipment used in salt application to serve the district needs, grab a newly fenced grounds area for all equipment to be on site, repair, maintain exterior signs to the district, maintain all field sprinkler systems and retention ponds. Program data results, currently we've completed 1,118 work orders this year. On average, we've completed over 5 years, 1,075. The maintenance department works closely with several entities to ensure the facilities are safe. This includes proper inspections, repairs, and maintenance of district utility needs, as well as emergency repairs. They're as follows: Ameren Electric and Gas, the City of Warrenton Water and Sewer, City Police and Fire Departments. The maintenance department budget approximately $900,000 for summer improvements. That includes door replacement, roofing, flooring, fencing, concrete repairs, exterior painting, and asphalt repair. Completed areas. We have completed HVAC upgrades at middle school 6th grade area at a cost of $651,105. 8 roofs were replaced at Daniel Boone Middle School at a cost of $1,042,086. The above projects were paid for by the federal SR stimulus money. 4 sets of exterior doors replaced at the district at a cost of $62,600. The high school gym floor refinishing at a cost of $52,500. The installation of drainage system at the high school baseball field at a cost of $39,700. The replacement of the video scoreboard at the high school football field at a cost of $110,743. Due to the floor settling in both 135 and 139 classrooms at middle school, we had the concrete floor removed, we had drain tile installed along with sump pit and new concrete installed at a cost of $136,732. Reclaiming R22 from the heat pumps being removed from the middle school, saving the district $12,600 in Freon. Training on proper chemical uses for the chemical suppliers along with cleaning and waxing techniques. With the 4-day student attendance, maintenance staff is able to repair equipment without disruption of the learning environment. Individual custodial training is provided by the custodial supervisor. This enables everyone to be cleaning the proper way the school designates. With the addition of the custodial supervisor, this allows for ongoing training for all custodians. This is an overview of the responsibilities of the facilities department. Is there any questions?
I was wondering, did we ever install those new lights that were supposed to go to Alpha Academy? Oh, we know.
No, we didn't move forward with that. There was a change in the grant application. It was going to be free, and then it was going to be a cost to the district, and so we just didn't move forward.
Great.
So I'd like to give John a lot of credit. I mean, I think we've had a record number of projects these last couple of years, big projects that John's handled smoothly. I mean, it's been just outstanding. So great job, John.
Next up is Early Childhood Special Education Program Evaluation.
Yes, we have Dr. Turner here to talk to us about what's going on next door at the Early Childhood Center.
Hello. I don't know if I need to move that or not. I'll just leave it because I'll mess it up if I touch it. Hi, good evening, good evening. I am so excited to come share with you guys the great things that we're doing in early childhood this year, kind of building off what I shared last year when we came. Since we present in the middle of the year, just a recap of where we ended last year. Our focus was on building relationships and positive relationships between students, staff, families, and the community. And we continue to build on that this year, you'll see. Work on our kindergarten readiness with benchmark evaluations and our data teams process, and then just continuing to monitor enrollment. So that's where we have been working on since the last time we came in. So our theme this year is Little Hands, Big Hearts. I love a good theme. So to build on the theme, I want to share these pictures with you guys of what we've been doing. So one of the things that we work on is retention of staff, district goal also. So we have been fortunate to retain at least 81% of our staff every year. And that comes from, I believe, pouring into your staff and building them as a team. And so our team has been working really hard this year on completing our instructional team, our paraprofessional support team, and our related service provider teams that come in. So every year kicks off with our faculty instructional team retreat. This year we stayed local, went to Innsbruck for a day. We worked on, had a team builder at breakfast. We did a waterfront guided meditation visualization to help set visions and goals for the school year for their classrooms and the building and program overall. We worked on more team building at lunch, which was the giant chess set situation that no one on our team knew how to play chess. So it was truly a learning experience, but it was a good one. We worked on creating our affirmations and goals for the year, the theme of collective efficacy, meaning that when everyone is working collectively toward the same goal, we can reach and attain those goals and our kids will benefit also. And then ended the evening with the dinner. So just a few snapshots of that event. Continuing to build the heart of our team. Everything we do at early childhood is about building our team and really building our family, keeping our family strong. So every PD Monday and faculty meeting, we have team builders that just vary from time to time. The larger picture in the center is the ending of Relay Connect 4. It was very interesting. It was good. We had to like separate from opposite ends of the rooms because it was very competitive. We're a competitive family over there. We have family holiday meals, so we bring in stuff for Thanksgiving, Christmas break meals, celebrating our teacher and support staff of the year. Katie Herriman, who is our SLP, and Barb Wilson, who is one of our paras. And then this year we started a daily debrief process where we work on communication in the classroom. So sometimes teachers and paras have important things to talk about but not really sure how to start the conversation. So this year we implemented a daily debrief ticket where each classroom team debriefs something specific. So it's an opportunity to start those conversations and continue to grow the team. Now on to the heart of the program, which is our kids. So this year, right now, we're sitting at 81 students. We have at least 6, almost 10 more starting in the next couple of weeks. We currently have 100 students on our waiting list, and about 24 of those are kids who are going into preschool. So unfortunately, with our waiting list being as long as it is, those kids, who would be in preschool, those kids will not be able to attend the program and they'll go into kindergarten. So we're hopeful that we can expand and to add some pre-K options in the coming years. Our team is incredible and has processed 51 referrals for special education testing already. And then we have a huge group going into kindergarten. So we have about, I want to say almost 25 kids right now, more coming in that will transfer into kindergarten. So each one of these pictures shows the excellent teaching and learning happening in our classrooms, happening outside of our building, in our gardens. Each classroom has a garden. In the classroom, working on problem solving. Through the WISE grant, we were able to get supplies for Fun Friday activities. So our therapists push in our classrooms every Friday and they make different crafts and activities. And then working on our social emotional learning first and foremost. And so some calming tools, problem solving strategies, and different fun times. And then also the heart of the community. So some things that we've been really focusing on this year is growing our partnership with our families. So every month we have a family event. We just wrapped up a movie night where we had about 65 people in our building to come and see movies, do crafts, and do a food activity. Coming up in March, we have a Meet Early Childhood at the Park night coming up. And then also growing our partnerships with other community partners. The Pumpkin School field trip that we do every year, we're really trying to build our partnership with Youth in Need since we have 3 classrooms in our elementary schools. And then we also share a lot of those kids and families. So really trying to build that partnership. And then also with all of the people who pour into our kids and our families. So Alice, our bus driver, is that example. Showed up the day before Christmas break as a snowman driving our kids to school. It's amazing. And so I will let you know that although next year I will be in a different role in this district, which I'm very excited about, early childhood is in good hands. These little guys have my office taken care of and my job responsibilities covered. They hopped in my chair as soon as I hopped out the other day. So I just felt like I needed to let you guys know it's good over there. So that being said though, some things that we're gonna work on as we close out this year, continuing to build our partnership with our behavior specialist. She has been incredible coming in every week and helping us reach some of our students who are needing some more support and more family events every night. We are participating for the first time in PBIS tiered fidelity implementation, meaning just they're coming in to see how we're doing. Early childhood hasn't implemented PBIS this is our 3rd year working on it. So this is the first time we've had a chance to be a part of that evaluation process, so we're really excited to be a part of that. Our teachers are working with the Career Ladder program and we're writing curriculum for preschool, and then we'll be transitioning to a new director again, but that will be very exciting, a new start. Last thoughts, it has been my pleasure to be the director at Early Childhood. We feel like we are the start of their education career and we don't always get to see where they go after us. A lot of them stay in the district and we get to see those and they'll come back. Sometimes we hire them down the road when we've been here long enough that we see them and hire them as employees that come and work with us in the future. But it has been my pleasure to serve in this role and I look forward to serving the district as the SPED director next year. And the building and the program, students, families, teachers, staff have done an incredible job over the last 3 years to build the program into what it is, and it's just upward and onward from here. So, any questions about early childhood?
Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you so much.
You're awesome.
Next, we have the financial update.
Yep, this is just our monthly update we always go over here, so kind of see where our finances stand. And so operating revenues this year compared to last year, we're at 70%. The reason we're a little bit higher than last year is we were anticipating some federal funds coming in, and they did come in March, so we're a little ahead of that. The expenses are pretty much the same, which is good. Now fund balances are about 10% higher, which is a good thing. So you can kind of get the chart there that we always look at. The orange is this year, so you can see we're trending better than we were last year. Now last year the green line had that big jump up in March. We're not going to have that this year. That was the ESSER funding that came in, the stimulus money. So I'd imagine we'll start spending down that, and we'll probably end up about the same spot we ended up last year, probably around 35, maybe 33%, somewhere in that ballpark, which is right where we want to be. That's really a good spot. So that's kind of how things are going. So we're happy to get our big check this month. That's what that is from the taxpayers, local taxes collected. So I'd like to thank all the taxpayers for paying their taxes. It's very much appreciated, and we'll be putting it to good work. So revenues, here we are. We have our local revenue is up because we had taxes are up, Prop C is up a little bit. So that's definitely local. It's definitely up from where we were. Then the county money is a little bit more. State's just slightly higher. Then federal, of course, is a lot less because we receive the stimulus funding. So a little bit more revenue than we have, but the big is the bump in the local revenue is helpful, very helpful. So expenses, expenses aren't too far off anywhere, so we're pretty close on salaries. And benefits are about the same. Purchase services are a little bit more, and that's going to be the building that we're in the process of building right now, the food service facility. Then supplies are a little bit less, but not too much. And then capital projects, Fund 4, we have $1.3 million in there, so we did receive the big check for that, so we're over that $1 million. Our goal there is to end at about $1 million. We'd like to see that grow a little bit We are gonna have to, at some point, 10 years down the road, gonna have to replace the football field and all that. So we'd like to have that money available in the fund balance. So hopefully we'll see that kind of cushion and grow to $2 million over the next 10 years. So really, I'd like to end this year at 1.1 and then 1.2 and 3. And so eventually we'll see that grow. But we'll kind of see where that ends the end year. But I think we're right on pace and looking good for that. So things are looking just fine. It's always nice not to sound alarm bells anymore. So.
Does anybody have any questions about the financial report? Okay, hearing none, we're going to move to the consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions about any of the items on the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda is approved. Now we're moving to old business, and we have the staffing plan with an amendment.
Right, and so as you recall, we had this on last month. We were kind of waiting to see which we were going to be able to hire paras or a permanent teacher. And we were able to find a permanent teacher, so we just need to amend the staffing plan to reflect the hiring of that teacher. So we're combining 3 paraprofessionals into 1 teaching position to help support our shortage of paras.
I'll make a motion to approve the staffing plan as presented.
I'll second.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve the staffing plan with the amendment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The staffing plan has been approved. New business. Holy Rosary Co-op.
Right, so this is our we started off last year. We had our first year with the co-op with Holy Rosary, and the sports that participated in that, the coaches reported it went really well. So I recommend we continue to do that. Last year we did run into a little bit of an issue where it didn't look like Holy Rosary was going to be able to form a basketball team, and they reached out to us to play, but we didn't have that in our agreement. So we decided to just put all the sports on there, and it's with some conversation with Misha. They did say it was slightly more efficient to do it this way, and then we will just communicate with Holy Rosary. If they're going to have, let's say, a volleyball team, we'll just send a letter to Misha saying we're canceling the co-op for that, and then they would have their Holy Rosary would continue to have their volleyball program. We would have ours would be separate and be no issues. Now, if the volleyball team doesn't make, then they would be on our schedule. And that would not allow Holy Rosary to have a team. So there has to be some communication on that. And both parties, we talked to Holy Rosary, they're fine with that. So everyone seems to be okay with that. It's just a matter of, it works, it's a mission rule. So basketball, for example, we're in the basketball season now. So for example, if a middle school Holy Rosary team isn't going to have a program and they want to join our team, then Holy Rosary can't have a CYC team. But if,
For that grade, for those grades.
For that grade, right, for that grade. So they can still have their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, 6th grade teams. But if they're going to do a 7th and 8th grade team with us, then they can't do the CYC league. Now, if they don't do the co-op, then our kids can play CYC. The Warren County, our 3 kids can play ours and play CYC. So it really works in our favor that way. Anyway, that's my recommendation is to go ahead and just do all the sports, and then we'll just communicate if they're not going to be able to make a team, and then it's all clean and easy that way.
I just want to check the application. It said that the location for their performance, like the practices and the performance locations, all of the application says Warrenton High School.
Right, that's a limitation of their program, so it's under the umbrella of Warrenton High School. You can't pick the middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, that same question too. I'm like, it's not where we're actually doing it, but
Yeah.
we're not able to pick the middle school. It's under the umbrella of the high school program.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. So the reason why, if we don't do the co-op, the reason why our kids could possibly play the Holy Rosary basketball team on that team is because they're separate seasons.
Right.
But if we do form a co-op, then that is the season
Correct.
for them.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel good about this. I'm really glad that there was good reports from this past year on how it went, from as much as what was communicated to us. I just definitely want to make sure that we're on top of, because track's going to be soon, and so if Holy Rosary wants to have their own track program for 7th and 8th graders, then we need to write those letters. We just have to make sure that we're not combined, otherwise we could be in violation. It's not like if some Holy Rosary kids want to do Holy Rosary and some of them want to play for us, it's not that.
Yeah, it's all in one way or the other, right?
So yeah, as long as we don't violate anything, and we submit those letters if they do have their own program.
So I just want to make sure I understand from the perspective of our students that are enrolled in the middle school. So if we do a co-op for, I'm just going to use basketball as an example.
Sure.
If we do the co-op with basketball, and because we're affiliated then through MISHA, our kids would no longer be able to play at Holy Rosary in January or whatever your guys'
Right,
season.
because Holy Rosary
Is that-
would not be able to have a program at that point for that grade level.
Okay,
Right.
so that would be eliminated,
Because
okay.
the season, the Holy Rosary season then would be.
Becomes our
The
season,
Misha season.
okay, gotcha. Okay. So anybody
I got
have
a-
any other questions?
Yeah, I got a clarification question around cheerleading, because I know we ran into an issue with a 6th grade student, I believe. So it's called middle school or junior high, and I guess I'm just trying to clarify, is it 6th, 7th, and 8th, or is it just 7th and 8th?
7th and 8th.
Okay.
Yep, I think it's great that a lot of these students eventually are playing in our high school sports, and so it's awesome to be able to build up those programs and build those connections for the students that would not have those opportunities for something like cross country or something like softball or football, which would be such a massive program.
If there's no further questions, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the cooperative agreement as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the cooperative agreement as presented. One last call for any questions or comments. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Next on the agenda is voluntary benefits provider.
Correct, so this is for our staff members. We offer volunteer benefits. This is not funded by the district in any way. It's just employees can pick these different services. We do try to shop them to get the best rates possible for our staff. That doesn't require them to do that. For example, term life is something that's a volunteer benefit. I don't select the one from the district. I have a local rep here in town that I use and go through them. And we did send this out, the bid out to our local people too. But one of the kind of limitations was that they have to handle our HSA accounts and things like that. So it's just a little bit outside of a lot of their local scope. So we did receive 6 bids back, and we've kind of sorted through them. I appreciate Dr. Ross did an outstanding job of kind of helping organize and going through that. Spent a lot of time trying to find the best deal and also the best services for our employees. So currently we're with American Fidelity, and we would be switching away from them. We're recommending to go with U.S. Enrollment Services because we feel like we can get better products and at a better price for our staff if they elect to use any of these services. But just full disclosure on this, our former superintendent is a rep with U.S. Enrollment Services, Dr. Muzzy. We've not worked with Dr. Muzzy on this. We actually worked with another rep, but just so everyone's aware that that's out there. And so this was a sealed bid, and so they just submitted their bids, and we sorted through the bids and found the best price we felt and best services. Dr. Ross, anything you want to add on that? I spent a lot of time with this.
No.
Good.
No, I think
May not
pretty
be
much
words.
got it. I mean, if you have specific questions or anything, we'd have to answer them, yeah.
How does this affect anyone that had already bought through the old program? Does it affect them, such as like a life insurance policy through the old people? Does that carry on, or do they have to start over?
Well, this would expire, the old one would expire, and then have to re-enroll in the new one. Every year they have to continue to enroll in that. And so they would just switch to this. Or we do believe, we don't know for sure, we're still digging into it, that they could just stay with American Fidelity if they want. I'm sure they'll take their money, you know.
Can you explain the funding? You said this isn't a district-funded program?
Right, it's just staff elect to pick it. So if you want a term life plan, you can enroll in it. And we try to shop it as the district and say, hey, we've got a lot of people here, can you give us a better deal? And so it's just up to the individual staff member if they'd like to participate or not.
So what are we voting on then? If this is like an individual deal, I understand it's at the district, but what are the board responsibilities for approving this?
Well, this would just give approval that this is the group that we're using, that we're offering to our staff.
Are there any other questions? Okay, I would entertain a motion.
Move to approve U.S. Enrollment Services as a voluntary benefits provider.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve U.S. Enrollment Services as a voluntary benefits provider. Are there any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Next, we have our PAT partnership.
Right, so we have, this is for parents as teachers. We have had some staffing issues this year, not being able to do any parent home visits with kids, and that's a problem. We do still have this position posted right now. The last time we had this posted, was open for 140 days, so we're really having a hard time finding somebody to take this role. We've reached out to Wentzville. Wentzville's been agreed to help us provide some services for the rest of the year, or until we fill the spot, but probably until the rest of the year most likely. And you know, we just need an approved agreement to move forward. And so this will be our agreement with Wentzville for them to come out and help service our littlest kids in the school district.
Does anybody have any questions about the agreement or the partnership?
So the job's posted, and if we're able to fill it, then we would not
Right.
be partnered with Wentzville any longer.
Well, once we get it filled, we get the person trained and get them out doing their stuff, so that takes a little bit of time. I'm just not 100% sure we'll be able to do that before school's out. But in a perfect world, yes.
Okay, I didn't know if this was like a 12-month position.
No, it'd just be as needed, and we're only allowed to use currently, the way the agreements read is that we're only allowed to use our allocation, which is $22,812, and we spent $12,000 already this year, so we have about $10,000 left. But we do have some word from DESI. There could be some flexibility on that to spend a little bit more, but according to the agreement, that's what we have, about $10,000 to work with. So we're going to try to provide the best services we can, but right now we just don't have anybody to do the job. So we're trying to get some help.
Are you allowed to do parents as teachers if you're a teacher for the district?
Sure, so if you're teaching.
Back in the old days, I know that's what it used to be.
Yeah, so we'll have, we've reached out to some staff that might be interested in that too, so. But this would allow us to do more work, we just have up to $10,000 to spend.
Right.
I make a motion to approve the parents as teachers partnership agreement with Wentzville School District.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the parents as teacher partnership agreement with the Wentzville School District. Are there any other questions?
So after that 10 would be spent, then we're just.
That's
not
all we
providing that
have
service.
right now, so we'd have to reach out to DESI to see if we can spend more and get their approval, which we believe we'll be able to do, but we're not sure, so.
But we won't go beyond that without getting that extra funding.
Yeah, without, right, exactly.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Doesn't look like we have any policy first reads.
Not this month.
So that brings us down to miscellaneous. So does anybody have any celebrations this month?
I do. I saw today that our organization called ACES, Academic Challenge for Engineering and Science competition this past Monday, and they're coached by Mr. Shaw and Mrs., I think it's James, J-O-E-N-S? Jones and Mrs. Jones. They lead this team into different competitions, and they work with them all the year. And we had several phenomenal results. Luke Roush finished first in chemistry, Roy Briggs in first place in computer science, second place in English, Owen Thompson first place physics, and third place in engineering graphics, which is above my head. Alice Briggs first place in English, Katie Herriman second place in physics, Grant Beekner third place in biology, Abby Palmer third place in English. So I thought that was really cool. And then I saw also that the DECA group went to district competition, and we had 2 students that finished third at the state level, and they'll be able to try to go to this, or at the district level, and they'll be going to the state level trying to go to nationals. And I know back in 2005, I went with the team to nationals in Orange County, California. That was really, for a whole week, that was really a neat experience. So congratulations to our DEC organization and their sponsors and those kids, because I think there were a lot of kids that went, and but those 2 kids, Kyra and Connor, don't necessarily, let's see, Kyra Daniel and Connor Classville is going to state in their competition. So pretty cool stuff.
That's exciting.
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Okay, our next item is to set our next regular meeting.
I make a motion to set the next regular meeting for March 9th, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to set our next closed session for March 9th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our next meeting is set. Do we need to set a closed one too?
Yeah, it's after work session.
Yeah. So, we have a motion to set the closed session too.
Okay. I make a motion to set the next closed session to immediately precede the regular March 9th, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to set the next closed session to immediately precede the regular March 9th meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, I need a motion to adjourn.
Before we do that,
Oh,
just
sorry.
work session topics.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like in the middle.
Yeah, just got a little
Oh, yeah.
out of order there probably. I didn't know if we wanted to have a meeting with area leaders on the potential bond issue for next April, or we want to wait a little bit on that. That's really the only thing I have on my radar, is something we might want to consider.
What do you guys think? We had talked about having some community leaders come in, like we had our community forum, but to invite some specific community leaders to come in and talk with us about the vision for what we might, our growth and what we might need to build. What do you think? Do it now? Put it off a while? What do you want?
Yeah, I feel a pressing need to continue on with our bond discussions, and so that way we can continue to cast our vision, share about the needs of our district, and, hopefully get some support, get some feedback, and move forward.
Okay, just on that topic, I plan on just reaching out to some leadership from Truesdale, the City of Warrenton, Pendleton, Chamber of Commerce, EDC. Is there any other leadership groups that I need to be considering?
County?
County government, yeah, that was another one I had on my list.
Anybody think of anybody else?
Can't think of any.
Okay. Well, if you think of something, let me know. We'll reach out to them. We'll do that next, at the end of the month. Is there any time that's better, you think? 5:30, does that still work?
For this one?
Yeah, 23rd.
23rd, is that right?
Would 6 o'clock be easier for like a variety of leaders to be able to come?
I don't know.
I was thinking 5:30, or if anybody works till 5, maybe give them a little bit of time to do.
5:30.
5:30? tried to skip that altogether, but now.
You tried, I was hoping you did.
I know, I don't know what happened. So now we're to my favorite item, which is adjournment.
I take that personally.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.